What do you think success looks like for you in 5 and 10 years?
Being able to be recognized as meaningful contributors to the downtown fabric, and we're not the judge of that. I think it's our partners like you and others that are, you have your own goals, and if you can sort of use our the work we're doing, both whether it's dollars spent or time spent as a part of your broader efforts, I think that's successful.
Downtown Baton Rouge is having a moment, and Nexus Louisiana is proud to be part of it. For more than 30 years, we've been connecting founders, talent, and innovators to opportunities that move Louisiana forward. Now we're doing it from the heart of downtown Baton Rouge, where the people defining Louisiana's future are already at work. This series is your front row seat to our journey as we sit down with our partners and leaders shaping the future of Baton Rouge and its state. We're Nexus Louisiana, we're downtown, and we're just getting started.
What a beautiful day today. It's Monday here in downtown Baton Rouge, and I have the pleasure of joining Whitney HoffmanSayal from the Downtown Development District. And couldn't have picked a better time to learn more about downtown and why this place is not only beautiful, but the place that Nexus chose for our next chapter. Whitney, great to meet you.
Yeah, you too. We're so excited that you guys chose downtown.
Yeah, it's of the different options we had, we'll talk about why in a moment, but I think our downtown is underrated. When you travel the US, you get to experience a lot of different types of neighborhoods. And one thing I say about our downtown here in Baton Rouge, it's the most walkable that I know of for a proper city. In fact, we're just walking up, this is 4th.
This is 3rd, so between 3rd and 4th. Between
3rd and 4th, and 3rd Street's my favorite street, not only because of the tree canopy, but in this short 10-minute walk, you have no shortage of bars, restaurants, hotels, and everything. I just recently learned about our plan, Baton Rouge, like in the history of that plan. I think we're on the 3rd iteration of that plan. Tell us about the role downtown plays in the most recent version of this planning process.
Well, so we are the voice of our stakeholders, right? So we get voted on every 5 years to basically exist. And so we know what our stakeholders want. And so we also are the ones who engage them and make sure that all of them are playing a part in the creation of this plan. Because the plan is only as good as the community input that it receives. And so we're always really involved in that process. I myself am a certified planner, so I am involved in the review process, the creation process, all of that. But ultimately, when the plan is finished and adopted and approved, just like Plan Baton Rouge 1 and Plan Baton Rouge 2, the Downtown Development District is the steward of those plans. And so we know every page back and forth. It's on my desk. It's tattered. I have bookmark tabs, highlights, everything. I have an architecture degree as well. We have a few landscape architecture.
It might come in handy.
A little bit, yeah. So we all are very well placed on place-based management and creation. And so we help take those plans, and we can't do it ourselves, of course, but us and our partners, we kind of keep everybody coordinated and moving forward towards completion of those goals.
Yeah, and this is, I don't know if you were involved in this project, but one of my favorite buildings downtown is the Shaw Center. Have come to, countless both performances here, but also it's a great networking event spot as well.
Oh yeah.
Curious, what role sort of the Shaw Center plays in the downtown fabric.
Well, this was before my time, but it was a recommendation of Plan Baton Rouge 1, right? And so I think, like you're talking, we needed at the time to create more entertainment space. And I think you did have this hub because you had these bars sort of coming to life. And so this made sense to have this here. It also was, they utilized historic preservation tax credits for the brick part of the building. You can't see on this side, but the other side. But it was really about creating a place that attracted more people to downtown. And that was completed in about 2005. It celebrated its 20-year last year.
I was interested just to learn from you that much of this development has only taken place in the past 20 or so years.
Yes.
What excites you about the next 20?
Well, as we talked about, Plan Baton Rouge 3, right? And talked about the demand for residential. I think because the demand is there, once the market kind of settles for construction, we're going to see more of it. More residents mean more everything, more activity, more 24-hour access to different businesses, because residents spur more retail. That's one thing that we are lacking downtown. But I tell everybody, I think it's just really untapped potential. Our hotel occupancy rates are very high. As we mentioned, the residential occupancy rates are very high. We just need somebody, a young entrepreneur, to take the risk or opportunity, as I would call it. And I think you're going to see some of those things.
Absolutely. And you have these staple neighbors, some of which may be newer. Like I'm looking right now at one of the charter schools. This is Helix Community School. How long have they been here? And kind of it seems like a welcome addition to have young people in downtown as well, not just policymakers or business people.
Oh, absolutely. I hate to give an exact number, but I know that they were here prior to COVID. They've been expanding. So we're getting more and more. So you've seen that obviously I think the students also want to be here. They have a really wonderful go to school program. We have an internship an intern in our office from Helix Academy. Many of their students have internships in businesses in downtown. They're really great to have because, like you said, I hear marching band perk up. I hear students playing. They take crews down to the riverfront to work out for football practice. It definitely adds some life to the district.
This is our new block here, right at the end. You have Mathern's. Vintage is here on this side. But one of the things I recently learned, I'm curious if you have any insight to, is before all these new businesses were here and cafes and bars, this is a pretty historic block.
So it is a historic district. We have two in downtown. 3rd Street is one. So it was the primary commercial corridor back in the day. All of the iconic photos you see from like the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, they're usually on 3rd Street. It is where the shopping corridor was, right? And so we had the retail, we had the restaurants, and sadly, in the 70s and 80s, when people were leaving the district, a lot of it was abandoned. Davis used to tell me that you could lay down in 3rd Street after 5 o'clock and not worry about getting run over.
Wow.
So we've come a really long way.
Absolutely.
All of these businesses and the residential complexes that you've seen that have been converted to office to residential, the hotel, all of that was really curated very intentionally. We wanted to keep that diversity of 3rd Street that it originally had, but up to date to modern times. But in keeping that historic culture was so incredibly important to that.
And it reminds me of a lot of the neighborhoods that I started my career in, whether that's Mountain View, California, or Berkeley, California, where not only do you have access to the retail and grocery stores, but you see knowledge workers and professionals that have a certain energy about them. They're building something. They have a bit of pep in their step, and it's something that not only I think students here in Baton Rouge should be exposed to, but also there's a part of a thread in the fabric of this community that I think we can pull on and grow, of the knowledge worker community, who, as you alluded earlier, flexible work locations and arrangements are more common than they were, say, a decade ago even.
Yeah.
And so we're excited to bring, dozens of these people and teams to this neighborhood, and in hopes that it's something that would start to multiply over time. This is where it will all go down. Our founders and our teams are going to call this home. it was this perfect combination of an open concept with the right ratio of private space. And one of the things that we loved about it was the 360-degree panoramic views of Baton Rouge, starting with the river, with the Capitol view. You see the skyline of Baton Rouge to, I guess this would be our east. And we're high up enough that it's all unobstructed.
Yeah, no, this is beautiful.
And the main construction project that we're excited about, because this is pretty plug and play for us, is connecting floor 8 to floor 9. And so you'll have a communicating staircase that is going to be connecting the 2 floors for the first time. On floor 9, you'll have the Nexus team offices along with our boardroom. There'll be some sort of open space for people who just want to be a part of that top floor. And then the final floor in the campus is floor 2, which will function like a modern hotel lobby where you can get a coffee by day or a cocktail by night.
Oh, cool.
You can, check your email there before you come up to your office space. And then one of the biggest parts of floor 2 we're excited about is a theater to allow teams to demonstrate the technology they've built. We'll be hosting a lot of our marquee events there, and that'll seat close to 100 people. So the 3 floors in total, maybe 28,000 or so square feet dedicated to building new tech startups here in Louisiana from Baton Rouge. And in total, it'll represent about a $15 million investment into downtown over the next 10 years.
That's great.
So we're really excited economically, but also a space like this, purpose-made, doesn't exist in the state just yet. And so between this Nexus campus, IBM, LA.io, and being really a meeting point for Southern engineering and business, LSU engineering and business, we're really excited for this to become sort of an innovation district in downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. It is where a lot of because creative people want to be in spaces that make them feel creative, right?
That's right.
And I do think downtown is uniquely positioned for that. We're super excited to have you downtown. We know it's the perfect fit. I just think about how much impact it will have 5-10 years ago to really catalyze more growth and activity in our district. For me, I just think that it can really help move the needle in terms of attracting additional retail to help support and provide services for all of the people that'll be down here, especially this creative group of people. I'm excited to see what type of retail responds to that demand. What do you think success looks like for you in 5 and 10 years?
Yeah, I do think it's there's 2 parts, right? I think one is being able to be recognized as meaningful contributors to the downtown fabric, and we're not the judge of that. I think it's our partners like you and others that you have your own goals, and if you can sort of use our the work we're doing, both whether it's dollars spent or time spent as a part of your broader efforts, I think that's successful. But number 2, I think when we look at our founders and teams, earlier we spoke about this idea of incubation versus graduation, right? And if we can have an annual cohort that by 2030, the simple math, you would have 5 years worth of these folks graduating. Right, and say that's 10 to 20 companies, right? That's by that time that sort of started that incubation with us, met those milestones due to our coaching and the resources we provided, and then we were able to pass the baton over to our other partners to help them find larger office space or housing space to meet their needs. I think that's what success looks like, is just finding a repeatable model, not only for attracting people who want to build technology companies, but graduating them so that they can become the next large economic development deal.
Downtown.
Right, in the next 10 years.
Well, we're excited to help partner with you in that endeavor and find long-term spaces for everybody who graduates from your program.
We're thrilled to become your neighbors here soon. More to come, but in the meantime, thanks so much.
Cool. Thank you.